Yeah, their defensive line, I think their inside guys were a little bit different last year in the case that the right defensive end was the defensive tackle last year. And, I think he's a better tackle than a defensive end just because he's, more of a defensive tackle build. But he's still a very active player, and he's in a lot of the running plays. He makes a lot of really good tackles. But I really think that the four front guys and the linebackers, they're a bunch of, kind of get after it kind of guys we got. They're quick, they're speedy, and, we're really going to have to show up. They seem that they get a pretty good push up front. I feel like Ohio State handled them pretty well. And they did a really good job of not letting them really get a lot of push. But I saw against Thursday night against Pitt, I think they did a really good job of that. And, it's our inside guys and me and Chris are going to have to show up. It's going to be one of those games where it could be an up and down game. So you got guys that talented up front, you really don't have to blitz a lot. I went to look at the film. I didn't really notice a lot of blitzing on Thursday night. And before Thursday, I didn't really notice a lot of blitzing and watching another film. So, they're going to blitz a little bit, especially if we're doing well against the run. But I don't expect a whole lot of blitzing at all. I honestly felt there was a lot of late shots in the Auburn game. There was a lot of stuff that kind of they got away with a little bit. I think they threw him down a couple times unnecessarily. And, we definitely take pride in protecting Kyle. I want him to be healthy at the end of the season for, his future. And we need to keep him healthy for us to be successful too. He's a very important aspect of the team. And if he gets banged up back there, it's not going to be good. We got a good quarterback behind him. But, with his experience and everything, we definitely need Kyle 100% every game. Antoine is bigger than David and Mason on the left side. He's kind of they kind of run behind me and him because we're the guys on the right side. I feel like David and Chris are more finesse on the left side, but I feel like we're the more powerful guys on the right side. Not taking any away from them, but I think that they, when it comes to running the power play, we do a pretty good job of double teaming and stuff like that. So, but I feel like that Chris and David or Mason, they do a really good job too. So, you notice when they run it to the left side, it's not like we get a loss of yards or anything. We do well both sides. The fact that those guys are more like Chris Harrison is a technician. He does everything. He doesn't. When you watch Chris play, you don't see him mess up any footwork or misplace his hands. He does all the right things when especially through a coach's eyes. That you see, he's just a well-coached player. Mm-hmm. And I feel like David and Mason, the same way. Not to say that me and Antoine aren't coached, but they're just very finesse players. And like when it's time to run the ball, they hunker down and it's very easy for them to make good games over there. They're, like I said, don't be surprised this week if most of the runs are to the left, and then everything we're talking about is kind of going to go down the toilet, I guess. But it just depends on the week. They're going to make plays. It's Miami. They don't put guys on the field who don't do that. So it's going to be one of those games where, we got, all 11 guys, including the receivers, including the offensive line, we got to step up and block when we need to block. I think that this week our receivers, are going to get better at blocking downfield a little bit when maybe they see the ball going. Like Andre Ellington, for instance, last week he had a few runs that seemed impossible to get out of the line of scrimmage. He just found a little hole and he was out. And I don't think the receivers expect it sometimes. And I think that they're going to do a better job of getting downfield and blocking their skill guys in order to more, a lot bigger. Since like 2005, it's been 3 overtimes, 2 overtimes. It's always like that. Hopefully we can break that this year. I don't like going into overtime with anybody, but we'll see what happens. It's just they're always a good football team, and I think that we're always a competitive football team, and it's just one of those games that's neither team's going to want to lose, and it's just that's the how it happens sometimes. But hopefully we'll outcompete them this weekend. I think they're a good football team, but I'm just glad we're playing them here, and I think that we're going to have a lot of things going our way, and it's up to us. It's all about what we do to control the atmosphere, and whether we go into overtime or not, that's up to us, I think. That was probably one of the games last year where everybody just looked around and said, hey, man, we got what it takes to go to the ACC championship. We're here in Miami competing with one of the best teams in the conference. So it really opened our eyes as well as other people. You don't really sometimes know how good you are until you go against those teams like Miami, like Auburn, like the big teams you play during the season. So it really, the coaches talk about sometimes they want to see how good we are. Well, we do too, and it's fun to get out there and compete against other guys and really see what you're made of.